Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Vrcayu Gameplay channel. And in this one we have the Rocking Viego, the skin that we didn't really cover when it was released. I know all of you like me to cover skins and champions in the jungle as they come out, was purely because the champion was gutted. Well, most people would have you believe that by looking at his win rate, and to be honest, it was not an unfair assessment to say so, although we all know that there's more to champions than their win rates. Predominantly the reason for his win rate going joof was purely because when you take base heal, when you pick up a soul, you get 8% base heal, ignoring all stats, and you make that 3. Oh, that's a lot of forgiveness out of the window, which means when you have fights and you're behind and you get those souls resets and you get your ult reset, you're not getting as much heal, which means it's easier for enemy teams to burst you down. How can we circumvent this? With some great pathing, some aggro pathing, and understanding that we do need to snowball a little more than we had to in the past. Runes are on your screen, or should be still on your screen. Cosmic Insight plus Booties is absolutely core standard rune sets. It is Booties, is it not? Should be. As is the way. And as you can see, he is against a Qiyana, so that's a nice little cheeky ward that we wouldn't have picked up. Let's see if he actually walks on by it, because that's very interesting for me. 2v2, we have Valkar's Lucian versus a Lulu Sivir. Cassio should push the Echo out a little bit. Miasma broken ability. Here we go, let's have a look. Finishes the Gromp, and he does not get spotted because he's walking so close to the wall here, which means you actually don't get spotted. So if you're going to place this ward, I think put it a little bit further down, and the counter would have seen this. But at the same time, it's kind of disrespectful to make this kind of play against a more meta jungler. But in this case, it's a weaker jungler, also with a bad win rate. And your Viego, as I said, we need stats now, guys. You cannot afford to just go and get random mid-game fights and be in the game again. We did a video on this when he carried that Griefer LeBlanc, the challenger. He carried a Griefer just by being patient and understanding his champion was better designed. Now you don't have that option. You have to use your kit to get ahead. That damage at 1v1 ability you have is great. W misses, bad flash by the Valkars because Viego hadn't used W yet. Lucian's gonna go all in to grab a kill, knowing he is probably going to fall. And as we can see, Lulu's walking towards the Qiyana, but come on, you gotta rotate immediately to those things, and that's why 5 camps on things like Qiyana, when you're not versed in the clear language, those are not very good. Definitely look to be a bit more proactive. Now the thing here is, I don't like that the Qiyana is moving down and looking to contest this Crab. Do we have a Cloud9 moment? Crab Hunters Unite. Now you can basically die in flame. See, this is silly. This is where Viego's still very good into a lot of champions. You'll have to understand and learn the matchups yourself. He wins a smite battle as well. He hits level 4, which means he's just overall just straight up winning. Flash for flash because he didn't have to use the bottom lane. This is brilliant. 3-0-0. This is what we're looking to do. Now the Qiyana, if she's not going to rotate down to the bottom lane from this, right? And she sees that they're all dead, understand that your red was taken, because it's pretty obvious when someone shows 12 CS with double buffs bottom lane starting on blue side. Therefore, cut, take this, and then maybe look to snack something here while the Viego spends his time taking these things. That would equalize what the Viego did, but if this is happening in Mercy tier and they're just a little clueless about these kind of things and adapting and using creative pathing, trust me, if you're diamond and below and you want to get Mercy tier, if you play like this Viego, you will climb. If you play like the Qiyana, you will not. She leaves the base, alright, goes straight back to the mid lane on the bottom side. Again, it makes no sense. This is your tier 2 camp, this will be spawning soon after, and this will be spawning soon after. You know you got double scuttled, and you know that the Viego is giga fed. This is the power of Viego, and the reason why I kind of like what I'm seeing here, not because it's sort of going to be your, Cuz versus Canyon kind of solo queue game, but because what we're watching here is Viego's ability to throw a wrench into the game plan of the enemy jungler. And look, if this is happening again in Hilo, you guys can do this in your games. Understand who you're playing against and understand that simply taking a camp, killing your bottom lane, forcing them to make suboptimal decisions is essentially how you snowball on this champion. So you really have to think deeply about how you want to start. I don't want to see AFK Viegos 5 camping for no reason and then farming again and then farming again. This is excellent again. Great invade. The Qiyana's out of the game. Okay, sorry about that. The replay actually froze right at that moment. So here, this invade, you're going to say, well, basically, is the Qiyana griefing? I think she's extremely frustrated. I think the crab death she's going to blame on lanes, and she shouldn't. It's all on her. So look at this video not in terms of, hey, look, the Viego got spoon-fed, as much as he's making the right decisions that not only tilts the enemy jungler, but forces it into really tough situations. Now, the Qiyana, let's see, you could win the Smite fight because you don't have any advantages on Smite, but she doesn't. This is silly. Now, if you simply want to win the game, don't do this. But I see it so much. And how many times do you guys have yourselves in the situation of the Qiyana, but you don't know what to do? Look at what she's doing. This is what it looks like to watch those situations. Just don't be there. Simply leave, take these camps, and you're all good. Alternatively, as I said, if she simply... This is really good, actually. I can see what he's trying to do here. I'm going to pause it for a second. If she simply just recognized that this was doomed level 3 and reversed on Ab, you're fine. You're absolutely fine in the game. You can then gank top lane by extension. You can counter gank mid lane. You're not out of the game. She's out of the game because great pathing by the Viego, hugged the wall and basically abused Fog of War, and the Qiyana fell into the trap. Now, a lot of you will ask me quite frequently, well, hold up, he's just getting spoon-fed. What do I do when this doesn't happen to me? Well, the whole channel has basically 100 different scenarios that could happen to you in a game. But this scenario is how you suppress, obliterate, demoralize, and make the enemy jungle one uninstall. This is it. This is bullying. This is bullying. And now people will say, this is disgusting. How can you do this? Well, it's a ranked game. It's in high elo. This is mental as much as it is total control. Leave that. Leave that camp, by the way. Don't give a refresh to the experience. You're level 6 early. Now, the detection radius on the E was lowered. And the slow on the ult was lowered and halved specifically, but in this case, it's a Vel'Koz who has no flash. It's a Lucian who has no flash, and therefore it does not matter. This is 1v9 carry potential. Now, if you're telling me that you can't track and abuse an enemy jungler in silver or in diamond, then I understand they are more erratic, and I do have coaching sessions where I admit this. I said, look, you can't track the erratic pathing, but in this situation, where else could they go? And his tracking here, his collapse on the Raptors, his collapse on the bottom lane here to the Dragon, it's very good. This is total snowball. If you want to smurf your games and carry with Viego, look, you cannot tell me that this isn't possible. The Qiyana's completely giga tilted. She's just gonna have to take whatever she can now, which is what she should have been doing in the first place. But she didn't. So, you know, the first time you just make a good play, the Qiyana makes a suboptimal pathing decision. So you react to it, you kill her on the crab, you go to the top crab, you go back to base. She, instead of going to a tier 2 Grump and tier 2 Wolves, which we know because she went straight to the mid lane, means that she is now further behind and allows you the window to invade. He's not tracking by using some kind of big brain prediction, which is what a lot of you misinterpret frequently. We should see maybe a Qiyana showing up here. You misinterpret frequently when I say track the enemy jungler in silver or gold or platinum and diamond, where they do random things, by sort of not using any concrete evidence of where they might be. In this case, this is all reactivity. This is all reactivity in terms of his pathing. It's not super advanced tracking. The only thing that he did that was advanced was the Raptors, because there's literally nowhere else for it to go, you know? And now he's just keeping the pressure on. This is what your job is. This is what your job is. Number one, you want to gank lanes and get them ahead? Great, but what if you've done that and lanes are ahead or either just griefingly out of it? Suppress and remove the enemy jungler from existence. And this is how you do it. This is how you do it. And then, of course, begin the objective ping pong. You're going to see here, look, 0-1-0, 0-1-0, 0-1-1. This isn't some kind of team gap at all. This is pure and simple jungle difference. And you know, when you have these games, you got to feel in the zone, you got to enjoy it. We get hit by a plant here, we're pressing the question mark because Qiyana could be floating around here. You see the question mark ping come through. We want to check the bushes, but we don't really care because we can beat her easily. At this point, there she goes, wall hopping using her mobility. Do we have something here? The Gnar doesn't have an ultimate, yet he leaps. I don't think there's a cannon wave. It's mini Gnar, Shen ult, maybe one more, taunt, death. Viego's going to immediately rotate, unlike the Qiyana early, and he's very low. We do have ultimate available. Beautiful flash W, exquisitely done. Unfortunately, it is a Shen. We get reset. Here we go. Now that heal, you see this? This heal. I mean, you're telling me you can't carry with this when you're fed? You can, but it's up front now. Success is up front, and it's not existing get up accident. Oh, Jason Mendoza. Very nicely done. So the heal there when he picked up the Shen thing, that's really what will punish bad players because they're not getting sort of free HP bars for no particular reason. Really well done. Really well done, you know? And the Qiyana, when she took her head out of her own ass, she actually started to do a few things. I'm okay with this. This is fine. Take it. I'm simply concerned about this. Dealing with this. There's a dragon spawning in a couple minutes or so. This is up as well, so we kind of want to maybe try something mid lane. I do like that a lot. But really, as I said, it's not proactive jungle tracking because you don't know what she's going to do. It's simply taking the information that she's providing by bad decisions and then abusing it like hell. And if you take all of this side, you know she's going to be here, cut it. If you take all of this side, you know she's going to be here, cut it. If you're taking camps and she ganks, react and collapse. It's brilliant. Straightforward. It's Smurf jungling. It's how you carry with Viego. It's how you carry with Smurf junglers. Nice run by the Lulu. Very well done. Mid laners and junglers, please track this a bit more. Even if your bottom lane is winning, right? Say your bottom lane, as he uses the Herald here, say your bottom lane, for example, dies. You know, and the enemy bottom lane now has killed your bottom lane, and they're pushing up this tower. The Lulu will spawn with the ADC while their bottom lane is going back to base, which means the Lulu can leave base, roam mid, and then join bottom lane again as the enemy bottom lane returns. So despite the fact that the Lulu died, she still had prior on roam potential. So you got to pay attention to these things. It works the other way as well. Enemy support can easily rotate even if your bottom lane is winning, you know? We do want to be cautious here because it is a Shen, of course, and Qiyana can still do things. Here we go. We just have to be cautious overall. Use the ult to get out. That was really well played. And now we can focus on taking the tower. I said cautious twice, but that's because, you know, I don't really play Viego-style champions anymore. So I'm a bit more cautious in terms of throwing leads. I don't get resets. Actually, I never played a champion with resets, really. Frequently. So my mindset's a little bit more reserved. If I go in and die, it's over. If I get a kill, I don't get to get free sustain afterwards. Well, neither does Viego at the moment. So this is a Blade of the Rune King rush. Then obviously we'll go into the Divine Sundra. We do have Wit's End and Sterax. The Wit's End can kind of... Yeah, the Wit's End is useful here. As I was saying, why? Why, my friend? This is brilliant. This is a core example. And I don't want to see comments about he snowballed and it's easy. If he snowballed and it's easy, then Rek'Sai would be dominating in silver. Don't give me that nonsense. TP bottom lane onto the Lucian. Don't give me that nonsense. You know, if snowballing and taking a 5-kill lead in the first 5 minutes was so damn easy, then every jungler that was an early game jungler, like Lee Sin, Elise, and Rek'Sai, would dominate low elo. They don't, because people don't know how to close. So use this knowledge, I beg you. 10 out of 10 if you can get the quotation. Well, it's not really direct quotation, more of a paraphrase quotation, but we roll with it. Now, basically, because we were able to help take the tower, can TP and make a proactive play. Unfortunately, Shen has TP and ultimate. Lulu's rotating back. The Qiyana's just done whatever she could to exist. He jumps into stun. They get caught up in a Vel'Koz ult. So there you go. There you go. I do like that his attack range and his detection radius and his slow. I like that those things were taken away, but I don't think they really caused his demise. Definitely think it was a lot to do with the heal. Well done. Take the soul. Good. Take your statistics. Dead. Good. And obviously we can't dodge tower aggro anymore with it, which I think is a very good thing. So you have to use your ult to get out. Mid lane is still mid lane. Whew. This is... use this as a template. How do I carry and snowball Viego after the nerfs against junglers who are just worse than me? Alright? There you go. Maintain the objective control. I don't see... Okay. Okay. That's actually not so bad. Okay. That's actually not so bad because the one thing that's going to allow her team to somewhat exist is that she does have a Shen, she is a Qiyana, they do have an Echo, and the Vel'Koz will provide some kind of, you know, alien tentacle gaming. So it's not like the game is completely doomed. It's doomed. But in the game, it's important to recognize that those small victories can lead to a throw. Now, in low elo, in mid elo, hell, in low diamond as well, a lot of you are saying, yeah, but we can close the game from this very easily. And these kind of dragon secures, right, are what provide a window for the enemy jungler, the enemy team, to just win one fight and basically be back in it. Because look, 1-3-2, 1-2-0, 0-3-3, Only you are fed. I mean, you can look at the gold amounts here. I mean, the Gnar has a huge lead because you can look, obviously, the CS gap and the tower platings. That kind of covers the bad KDA. So don't always look at the KDA and think it's a terrible performance. Mid lane 5-4 to 5-1. Basically equal. ADC 4-2 to 5-9. So huge advantages for the Lucian. And the support is obviously in favor of the Lulu because she rotated. And the Viego gave a lot of attention to her lane. Now, you have a huge lead, you have a huge gold lead, you have objective control, and the enemy jungler has been given a little bit of a reprieve lately, so I think she needs to die. Yeah, definitely, she needs to die. Well, we'll burn the flash. W, stonks, nice, soul, TY, see ya. You see the pressure. You see the pressure, and I talk about this in coaching a lot. People get these leads. I'm gonna upload one, okay, you know what, I'm gonna upload one specifically to the Patreon. For an Elise that gets this fed and what goes wrong in the mid game and the late game that can cause losses. I'm gonna give you the B side to this game. All right? Does it sound like a fair trade for those of you who don't believe me? I'll do that. It's a gold game, really brilliant a session in terms of mid and late game stuff. Basically the counter to what's going on here. I mean, he's doing a good job just pushing the map, pushing forward, pushing forward. You get leads early, keep pushing forward. And as Viego, remember, you have to. You have to. You don't have anything to fall back onto. Sorry, let me slap that in. We do have Divine and Blade of the Ruined King completed. I was gonna say complete, and then I said completed, and then I combined them. Take the Herald. I like a mid lane. They're just chilling, and the Lulu's like, well, everyone else sucks. I'm just gonna follow around Viego. I mean, that's a good strategy as a support. Obviously, I play Zyra, so I kind of want the jungler to follow me around. Because I'm fed. Anyway, back to base with your Herald. The game is not over. You're noticing this. You're looking at the 60 minutes, you think they should open. You think it's all doomed. I have seen way bigger throws than this. And it all starts with this. No vision. Go for your red buff. Trap set by people who are not showing on the map. Boom, you get collapse, died. Shut down. Move up here, take this, push this wave, cut through, take mid lane, nice. Steal this, cut this wave. Now you get to fall back, assassinate someone, and take a dragon. It makes a big difference. See, look, Sivir's dead, okay? Echo gets exhausted, Shen all comes through way too freaking late. Qiyana's really, really low. Echo's gonna try and kill the Viego. He's gonna use his ult to create himself some space. Misses W, doesn't really matter. We do have order, we do have Q, we get the slow, we do have E as well. And now we get slowed by time itself, unfortunate, and the Echo should be able to escape because it's passive. Hold up, we do have flash, well done. Now we can get the reset on the soul, we heal, we stun the Shen, we use the ult to gap, goes onto the backline a bit more, we get taunted into the bush. Lucian's creating space, doesn't matter because Shen is dead, we heal from that soul as well, we try taunt to ease that, we ult again, and Lucian will die. Can I Worlds cast? That was fun. I don't know the abilities enough to say them all out loud. Like, I don't know Lucian's abilities, the name. I mean, if I had to think and do it and do a quiz on them, I would, but, you know. I can just say E-R-Q. It's in the game. No trademark. You see that? Because I changed the letters. Activate your Herald, and that's a mechanical play. You know, he's ahead, you see the healing from the souls, you see the chase down potential, repeating the ultimate usage. His team wants to stick around, he says, no, we need to back. I've got a lot of gold now, I want the Sterak's Gauge, and then I can go and take the dragon. I kind of wanted to do an accent on that, and then in the end it just sounded like I have dentures. Sterak's Gauge. We'll take it. I had to check I was recording. Imagine I wasn't recording that whole sequence. Oh man, that'd be like going on that Moth soliloquy on the Evelyn video, and then checking that it wasn't recording. Freaking moths attacked my entire house after that. I have never had a more mothy summer than I did this summer. Big suckers too, I thought they were bats. One even just drops down right here, I'm like, okay. Never opening my window again. It's unbelievable. You know, you make one rant about moths and then they gang up against you. She tried to steal, but she basically has 500 millisecond reaction time on human, I was gonna say human experimentation. Or whatever that site is, where you test your reaction speed. No human experimentation. Unless it's on Warwick. Cut the wave, here's, oh look, movement, you're moving forward, hunting, looking to steal camps, deny experience. Don't go back to your jungle. Take their jungle. This is your jungle now. It's not difficult. Especially when you're fed with Viego. So, the difficulty is obviously getting this fed in the first place. But with a little bit of smart pathing, a little bit of denial jungling, a little bit of punishing said enemy jungler because they're bad, and a few early ganks that are well timed against lanes that have no escape and are very squishy, you can do so as well. Believe in yourselves. Don't blame the win rate. The win rate is because most people are relying on the heals, they're relying on scaling, and they're not snowballing enough. It's like Kindred. Kindred is also one of those champions. People always think Kindred should be AFK scale. Of course, Kindred scales almost better than anything in the game, but you can't get there by AFK farming. If they show up here, don't finish it, please. Do not finish it. Turn. Now you're split. I'm gonna pause it. Oh, that was a bit of a team fight block pause. But this is very important because in an international stage, this is a lost fight for red team. Because you know what they're gonna do? All 5 of the blue team are gonna just either attack this side or ideally attack this side. Kill them, get the numbers advantage, and now they can turn onto this, barring any unforeseen randomness. But because it's solo queue, they're confused and they don't know what to do. So the positioning of red team is really bad. I will now unpause it. I apologize. Chi Flash ults, which we can use as a go button. The Zhonya's gets some advantage as well. Brilliantly done by the Cassiopeia. I'm gonna play it through now for you. In real time, I owe you that much. Great TP, not recognized by the blue team, should have been recognized by the blue team, and then they should have pulled out to perhaps turn on her or basically kite up away from her. They didn't see it, they die. Great engage by the Cats here. Pretty much as you can expect. There is a risk for a steal, but I think with Viego, as long as you time your spells or zone and kill... There you go. That's always the safer option. Always the safer option. But yes, definitely turn in those situations. People do not turn enough. Okay, we have a few death timers for the advantage. Maybe we can tower and reset. I do think with 2k gold and our team resetting, if there's nothing you can really straight up buy, if you're going for a GA, obviously in this case, there's no need to go back to base. You can heal up, you can, there's a ward, we should kill that. You can kill the red, you can heal up from that, and then we can join our team again. Did the silver want it? No, we take it, we take it, we take it. The red buff is for Jason Mendoza. Disengaged by the Kiana, 0-10-4. What do I think there's gonna be another one? This is a great 1v9 game. I understand that the Kiana played it very poorly, but this is what it means to take advantage of the enemy jungler's mistakes, and this is why we have coaching. This is why we have VOD reviews. This is why people get stuck, because they just don't take an opportunity that's presented to them. But Viego, definitely much harder to end up in this situation. I'm not diminishing that. I'm just showing you that it is possible to snowball and carry with the champion and do all the things you like to do before. You just cannot afford to AFK scale. Beautifully done by the Nah. Make sure your early game is pristine. Make sure you're being creative, getting on the map early. Use your E to get around the map quickly as well. Control those objectives. And the win rate is bad, because I think people are misusing it. But if you play like this more often than not, you will at least win 60% of your games. You should. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and comment if you enjoyed and learned something. Don't forget the match history is available in the description below. Downloads from that link of the Mobalytics Companion directly support the channel if you enjoy these reviews. But otherwise, if you just want the data, it's there. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. Kayn video soon with the skin, and then Volibear with the Prestige as well.